All right, so ChatGPT has been going through some evolutions here recently.
Oh Lord, the
Oh,
robots.
man.
The robot, my wife's getting a little creeped out by it because I have this new MacBook, not MacBook.
I thought you was gonna say fascination.
No, well, it is a new fascination, but it's because the Apple Intelligence inside of this thing. It's a iPad. There we go, and it's integrated with ChatGPT as well. So the Apple AI and ChatGPT can connect and talk with each other. So I'll be sitting over
So
there.
they're married.
So I'll be sitting over there talking to it about.
When
I
you say talking to it, do you mean like actually speaking words to it?
Yeah,
You're using the Jet GBT computer.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's pretty fun. But I talk it through scenarios because I'd been writing the idea of writing my Ezekiel Shizu life, that one with the me and Millie get summoned to another world when she has to go outside and potty during a storm, and the storm actually has traces of magic in it that hide it from being detected. So it's like, no, it's a lot stronger in that one spot than it would be on what Doppler would say, and it's just stuff. You talk to the robot, and the robot helped me craft a story. And I was a little freaked out because it got the story correct because it knew things that I didn't prompt it to know about me as a person.
That's because the fucking spy robot lives in your house
It's
and it listens to you.
I have multiple ones. I got one in my garage that every morning says, "Reminder: take a shift."
It still does.
Reminder: take a shift.
What?
That was
Why?
so many years ago.
Why?
Reminder: take a shift.
Why does it do that? What?
That's awesome.
Because Tiny told it years ago to remind me to take a shit.
I don't even remember what time I told it to do it, but
So
I feel like it was like 7:30,
no,
7:45.
I think that it was like a 10 a.m. kind of thing, because it was like maybe 9. I don't know, but the other day we got home from Trudy and me. He dying.
Oh, I thought it was dead and gone.
No, we got home from going out to get some coffee because we were out of coffee at the house, so we went to go get some coffee and then got to the store to get some coffee. So by the time that we got coffee, drank some coffee, went to the store, got some coffee, Trudy got home, and once we got home, we walked through and it says, "Reminder: take a shift." It's like, "You fucking right." And I'm like, "What do you say, honey?" She's like, "The damn robot." I was like, "Oh, take a shift."
I thought you had stopped the notification. years ago.
Reminder: take a shift.
I'm so happy it still does that.
Oh my god!
so-
That's amazing.
So, in typical Millie fashion, in this book, it's a light novel scenario that I'm writing it in. Just because I can't, you don't just write an anime. That would be like it would be a screenplay initially. I like the idea of the light novel telling the story and then that being adapted into anime later on. But just as far as artwork goes, you can also prompt ChatGPT for artwork now. You don't have to go to Midjourney and use Discord.
How does one do this?
All you got to do is get on open source, get on the Chat
The
GPT.
browser?
Yeah. I'll just go to any browser.
'Cause there is an app.
Is there? I don't ever use it. I just always use a browser.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there is an app on the iStore. I've seen it before.
Oh, well
On
then,
the Android.
use the app. That's because that works. That'd probably be easier than me. I'm
Is
just
there like a
dumb
talk
and
to me
old.
button?
What?
Is there like a talk to me button?
There is a talk to me button.
Yeah, didn't you tell me to email you something at some point?
What are you talking about?
There was like a episode, or there was like a couple weeks ago when you were like, email me that video, and I'm like, or I could just text it to you. It was either you or my mom. I can't remember, but I had to be like, hey, it's the 21st century. You can text things now.
Oh no, I would never ask you to email me anything. You are not a bride.
Okay.
That's the only people that I ever request emails from.
Hey, Otto could be one day.
Right. Actually, I think I do have your email, or
Maybe.
you did DJ my wedding.
That's true. You might have it. That is also a possibility.
I have it.
And the entire world has Tiny's too, if they just pay attention to the past episodes.
Yep.
He did include it at some
And
point.
my phone number.
So during this light novel that the robot has helped me write, it's got a single chapter written so far, but that single chapter consists of three different sections split into a normal night until it isn't, the summoning, the storm turns supernatural, and the fall into another world.
Mhm.
And it's very cool because not only did it help me create artwork designed around the idea of both me and Millie and my wife in this fantasy setting, it also helped me craft this story that that even fits like Millie and Thunderstorms in the first place because she's the most inconvenient pottier that exists. You got one or two. You've got an inconvenient pottier.
Yes.
The inconvenient pottier dog is going to have to go whenever you really probably shouldn't. Like the
Mhm.
wind is picking up, you can hear it beating. I have a metal roof. When it starts to rain, we know it's going to rain. We know it is raining. Millie's like, typically, I've got to do whatever. And the story guessed it. I mean, the story like I said like got had us having to go outside in the middle of this storm. And Millie just looked at me like I got to pee, and I was like, "No, you don't."
It guessed it. It knew you. The
The,
robot is listening.
the way it opens up, it says Austin leans back on the couch, taking a slow puff from his vape, exhaling a lazy cloud towards the ceiling. The TV hums in the background, and some old action anime he's watched 100 times. Its familiar explosions flicker against the walls. Trudy is curled up with a book in her favorite blanket, half asleep, and Millie is sprawled out on the chase, belly up, snoring softly. I didn't tell it I had a chase. So that was
I mean,
that was pretty cool.
A lot of new couches.
Hey, they guessed it. The night is calm, too calm until boom. Anyway, thunder shakes the house and all this other stuff, and Millie's like, "I gotta go potty." I'm like, "You don't gotta go potty," but she just looks at me, and kind of one of those things. Like
Right.
you can tell
You can speak
the
dog.
the dog's got their look to them. Uh, and the very final statement of the whole thing based off of all of that you heard, that's the only mention of any of the vape on the cloud and the this and the that. The very final sentence of the first chapter is Austin groans, "I'm way too high for this."
I mean,
You're talking to the robot about going to another world.
I know. I thought it was. I mean, it even
it's watched you.
it even
Knows
helped
you.
me develop a mechanics for the magic system for the way that Millie is going to act as a magic beast and the way that I'm going to act as just like a character. What are our
As the
different
handler.
Yeah, like what are our different physical characteristics that we've gotten going to this magical world? Mine's based off of like experience and battle knowledge and this and that. So it's like a grow as you go kind of thing. And hers is an experience based like evolution. So she starts off like a magical version of herself and she ends up growing into like this fully evolved 4 foot
It's
magical.
like a Digimon.
Yeah, and the picture that it helped me make,
It sounds like a dungeon crawler Carl, but slightly different.
yeah, that's the idea. It helped me make a picture. And did I save the picture? I thought.
I remember seeing a picture on
You sent it
group
to
chat.
the group chat, yeah.
Oh yeah, and I
To the
think
grapes.
I think I had it on the thing. Okay, so let me see if I can find it on the thing because I'm going to show the camera on here, the picture because that would be nice of me to do. I'm typically nice.
Now, did you like give it an image to base it on?
Or did you just like describe it?
Yeah, I gave it two images. I gave it a picture of me, and I gave it a description on what I'd like for it to change and make it in a certain style of anime, like a percentage of this and a percentage of this. And I said I would also like for you to take this creature here, and I gave it a picture of Millie, and said,
You called Millie a creature?
I didn't want to overcomplicate it. And I said, I need you to turn this into a 4 foot tall version of it that has magical attributes. Because in this world, she's transformed into a magical creature. So, this is the first thing it gave me.
Does Millie know you called her a creature?
Yeah, she don't care. As long as I can call her anything I want to, as long as I know where the treat jar is.
Okay.
She don't
She's a
care.
cheap one. She's a cheap one to buy.
The one thing that I prompted for it was to make sure it had emphasis on a front tooth poking out more in the corner of the mouth, because that's always power tooth.
Right,
And
snaggletooth.
And it was just off the bat first go with it, and it gave me this.
Right, I think that's the one you sent to the group.
I did.
It is.
But I just showing the
She's got a lightning scarf.
She has a lightning scarf with lightning flying around her. I mean, my hair is way fuller and longer in both my face and my head. But if we're going like cartoonized, like over exaggerated version, sure,
That is an anime.
that is an anime. But I just think that this is the creepiest part. Look at how well they did on the face and eyes of this dog.
I mean, I've seen her give me that exact look. She did today.
That's
Yeah, that is the hey, I want your attention or something you have.
like
Or what the fuck are you doing?
like the ID.
Same
Like,
kind of look.
and here's something else. That, I mean, just like noticing that. Here's what you get when you zoom in on the hands. It's like a croissant with a thumb. It's a thumb croissant. But that's that hand,
Still can't do hands.
and in that anime style, that works for that.
You had to zoom in a lot to see that, though.
Yes, because the other hand is actually normal and good. It's got all the fingers in the right spots. It's not. It's
Well,
not.
you've got a tight fist and a loose fist. One for punching, one for grabbing.
One for punching and one for grabbing. If you got a gun, it's for shooting or stabbing.
Yeah, like what if you come along across a sausage tree and
You're
you
gonna stab
grab
with a
one?
gun.
That's when you get desperate.
That's Final
Have
Fantasy.
you never
8.
seen John Wick?
Yeah, but what if you put a bayonet on a Glock? Do you think someone's done that before?
They do make an attachment for that.
I was about to say
Like,
them.
imagine putting
I've
like
seen it.
a Mosin Nagant bayonet on like a Glock 17.
That's longer than the gun.
Right. It's like I will poke you and I will shoot you.
I liked the one that it made of my wife as well because we watched My Happy Marriage, and I just sent it. This was a single prompt. I was like, "Hey, make me a photo in this style of art based off of this picture," and it was just a picture of Trudy in her wedding dress, and it was just right off the bat, just like
Anime girl.
just anime Trudy, and I liked it a lot. There it is, camera.
I see it. That was all. No, you showed me that earlier today.
Yeah, because I mean, I get to see these guys sometimes outside of recording on camera and on
Yeah.
thing, but I only get to see you guys whenever I'm on the camera, so I had to share all the fun. But if you have a chance and you haven't played around with it, get on the ChatGPT, plug in an image if you've got one, especially if you want to like turn yourself into somebody or turn a friend of yours into somebody. I think tonight, in about an hour and a half from when we're recording, I'll have all of my updates ready to do it again because they limit you per day. So I will have more to operate with, and I will turn more of my friends into characters for my anime.
You've been using the robot too much.
I'm going to keep on using the robot just because
I mean, that's what the robot's there for.
I know, but they're telling you like, hey, you need a break.
I think that if I made it to the other world and I had a way to summon my friends to help me, I would automatically be summoning Tiny, and he would show up as an actual like a Tolkien-esque like overpowered dwarf and just
Be the large
It's
dwarf.
also way too tall.
yeah, like he would be exaggerated tall because my character was like I think looks like he's like 6'4".
I mean,
6'5".
I'm if you take a picture of a dwarf and you pinch zoom it to where it was like normal person height, that's me as a person.
I told Tiny that it must have been weird whenever he was growing up, whenever he was like prepubescent, like teenage, because he would sit in the driver's, like maybe in the passenger seat of a car, and he would look like the same height as the rest of them, and then his legs had to sprout out more,
There's been more than one occasion to where I'm sitting on a bar stool
acting like a damn
and then I
fool.
stand up and I'm exactly the same height as when I was sitting because my torso is so long.
See, I have the opposite problem. Like, I sit down and people assume I'm short, and then I stand up with my fucking ganglers over here, and I grow to 6 foot something.
Well, look, as a man that's 6'5", I only have a 30-inch inseam on my pants.
It is weird whenever he told me that because I don't think about him in like looking odd. Like he's a large man, but I never would have thought because I'm 6'2" and I wear a 34, and I was thinking like, what? That should be more normal, right? And in some pants I wear 32 because some people get really confused whenever they're making pants.
Oh, yeah, because also it's like a 32 could be low enough to fit, or a 32 could be cutting your nuts in half.
Yeah.
Somehow it's like, can you pick a
Like,
lane?
You got to try it on first,
I-
otherwise you'll never know. But
I am a 6'4" person, and I wear a 32 to 34-inch inseam, depending on how I want them to sit.
My friend Mac, which you've met, he's like 6'2", he's always about your height, has a 36-inch inseam.
yeah, he sits down on the couch and he looks like a grasshopper sitting.
Yeah, he
my
has
God.
my legs, and I think I have his legs.
He sits down like normal in his like on a couch, and where my legs are down right now, you probably can't even see him on camera. But his be like, ink.
Oh yeah,
Well, you know the almost too short brown shorts the UPS drivers wear?
Yeah, tell me
All
more.
of Mac's shorts look like that.
Ooh, baby, I love your shorts, especially Max. Oh, you can sound like that for him. Just please do.
I will.
I think he'll enjoy it.
I'll add it to the Discord's soundboard.
The reason that I wanted to tell you all about my my little story that I've worked on and off, not like a serious commitment kind of thing. Like, it's my life's passion to write a story about me and my dog getting transported to another world, but it's something fun I work on and off. I just thought I'd tell you about that because even though it sounds like it might be a stupid idea, we have seen movies in the past that have been absolutely worse than this ever thought about being,
That's
even in just
true.
the concept of it right now.
But
So-
do you know what is right over here though?
Is it our theme song?
It's our theme song.
Hell yeah!
Oh, gather round, you mates of mine, for tales of nerds and lore. Three best friends on a podcast line with laughs and chats galore. From comics boring to movies grand and games we love to play, we'll sail the seas of fandom land in our nerdy way. Heave-ho, raise a glass to the stories we entwine, with laughter loud and knowledge fast, nerded through the grapevine. Heave-ho, come join the crew, we'll share our tales divine. From D&D to MCU, nerded through the grapevine. From wizards bold to galaxies far, we dive into each quest. With theories wild and memes that spar, we're surely blessed, no jest. We'll chat of heroes, foes, and plots, and all the trends that shine. With every laugh, we'll tie the knots in our nerdy design. Heave-ho, raise a glass to the stories we entwine. With laughter loud and knowledge vast, nerded through the grapevine. Heave-ho, come join the crew, we'll share our tales divine. From D&D to MCU, nerded through the grapevine.
Let's start that over.
Start that over again.
Jesus Christ!
Smoke a pole, smoke your hole.
God fucking damn it!
That's better. That's a better one. We'll use that one.
Hi, everyone. I'm Austin Shazam. Smoking holes, smoking poles. Pfeiffer.
God damn it! I'm Otto the Cogdell.
And I'm Tiny, the catchphrase machine.
And we are Nerded to the Grapevine, podcast where three best friends gather weekly to talk about their favorite parts of past, present, and future nerd culture. Here recently, there's been some stuff in the media about a movie that has been out that
A
is
certain White Snow movie.
a Snow White live action movie has happened via Disney. I'm not sure the actress that plays Snow White. I do know Gal Gadot plays the evil queen. The problem with it is I don't know, honestly. I've not seen it. I just know that there is a movie called Dragon Ball Evolution that I saw that has got like a 2.1 on the Rotten Tomato meter, And as much as I don't like it, I like the tomato meter to have like a more broad approach, like bringing in folks to see it kind of thing. It's a massive outlet. So when it comes to like how, like, something shitty, let's tell me how shitty. It ranked below that.
Because isn't the tomato meter driven by viewers' reviews? Not like critics, but
Yeah,
actual
because there's the
actual
critic
real
review,
people.
and then there's the tomato review.
Okay,
And the tomato review is like the community, like anyone can review it there.
right.
Whereas like the critic one, you had to have certain credentials to do.
Yeah, fuck critics.
They can kiss a whole asshole. If you don't like my lyrics, you can press fast forward. That's I think Jay-Z Linkin Park Collision.
Jay-Z and Linkin Park, that's
Yeah.
a combo.
Yeah, it's an album they actually put out together called Collision Course. If you've never heard it, you haven't driven fast enough.
I mean, I did have to have the White Zombie like songs removed from my playlist because I almost got a speeding ticket a couple of times
Too fast. I understand that.
on a
Too
CRV
furious.
too.
Too fast, too furious.
Of course.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The Tokyo Drift in a Honda is very fun, but not when it's all-wheel drive. Then you pray.
If I liked Dodge enough, and I almost do, I'd get a Durango and I'd get a custom license plate that had like MBR95 for the license plate number, and only Rob Zombie fans would get it. Do you understand that reference? You like Rob Zombie? In my Durango, number 95. See what I did there? Because it would still be a cool car. Durangos are kind of dope.
Right. Durangos are kind of cool, especially the Hellcat ones.
The bastardization that was Dragon Ball Evolution, that is the worst movie I've ever seen in theaters, I believe, ranks higher on the tomato meter than Snow White does, because Snow White's got a whopping 1.9
Ooh.
tomato meter.
Oh my god.
That's about as not fresh as you can get. That's like using native deodorant.
So, I personally, I'd never get on the internationalmoviedatabase.com to look up reviews of movies, because if I want to watch it and it sounds interesting, I'm going to go watch it. But I do know that there are people out there that they won't go watch a movie unless the International Movie Database says it is X level of good. However, that person also came to me a couple weeks after saying that and said she didn't understand why Morbius was rated as low as it was, because she thought it was a really good movie.
Does she have a brain?
There was a few times I wondered.
Because like,
She's a smart lady most of the time.
oh my gosh, that's
I don't know. I don't know if she's still a person.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't work there anymore.
And it's not like, Morbius could have been a mindless entertainment action flick kind of thing if you wanted it to be.
No, she
but-
said it had an excellent story.
Come on, what
No,
fucking
my
hill was she
gosh.
trying to
I
die
don't
on?
know.
And why?
I
Was
was
she just not
confused.
feeling like being a part of the simulation anymore, and she just decided to try to corrupt the code?
Well, at first I thought she was trying to meme in real life.
Did
'Cause
she
I went,
hold her?
it's Morbin time.
Did she hold her hand out and she was like, "Morbius was the greatest movie that's
I
ever
was
been
on a
created."
forklift at the time, so I didn't get a lot of the details.
she's one of the people that keep Netflix pumping out movies. I bet she loved those Netflix originals.
She was upset when they stopped delivering movies via mail, because she had that happen until the very last moment.
You know what?
They cut her off.
I love that for her because that is commitment to a way of life that like still imagine
Yeah, because
limiting
she
your movie
was
selection.
telling me about it, and I was like, "That's still a thing."
Yeah, they kept it up until like 2022.
Yes.
I think it's like, can you look up? It's like 2022, 2023 when Netflix like cut off their
They stopped doing it.
DVD set, like DVD by mail.
They
That's-
stopped doing it when I was at the Factory of Mass Depression, and I know that because she told me, because she was upset that day.
Because like I remember hearing that and thinking like, wait, they still do that? Because I just assumed, because like who still does DVDs? I mean, I've
Right.
started to get back into DVDs just because fuck streaming.
September 29th, 2023.
Yeah, like that's recent. That's 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Oh my god.
That's insane. So if knowing that those two movies are ranking really low on the tomato meter, I know that you boys have probably seen, because as much as I would want to try to grasp at, what have you seen? What have you seen? What have you seen? What have you seen? There's something in there that ranks as a why the fuck did I waste my time on that movie?
So many.
What give me some examples and I'm going to look it up on here and I will tell you where it falls on the tomato meter and I'll tell you if they think it's better than Snow White.
Rubber.
It's hard for me.
What?
Rubber.
The movie is called
Oh my god, I know
Yes.
that movie. See,
Rubber.
I've watched it in its entirety.
that movie.
Is it from 2010?
I
Yes.
don't know.
Yes, it was on Netflix. I remember watching it. It's a horror movie. It's about a tire that kills people. It blows their brains
It's
up.
a tire that comes to life and blows shit up with its mind.
And there's no story to it.
Kinda.
A sentient tire rolls through the desert using the power of its mind to make small animals and humans' heads explode.
That is the entire movie right there.
No, there's so much more to the movie.
Well, yes,
Because
but
there's the whole cop undercover plot thing.
yeah, there's
There's
like a
the people
weird
in the
drama
desert
side plot.
watching. Yeah, there's so many weird side plots.
Oh my gosh! But where does it fall? I'm curious because I remember watching this back in the day.
67%
That seems awful high.
audience score.
I think it's at like
46%.
That
Oh,
still seems
okay.
awful high.
I feel like that's almost like a Sharknado situation.
Like it's so bad, it's good. Like Velocipaster. Like it's so bad, it's noteworthy.
because that's how I feel. That's a lot of my like bad movies are like that. Like Wild Wild West is a bad movie,
Rolling through the
but at the same time, it's enjoyable.
I mean, The Crow is an awful movie, but I still like it.
See, because like that's
You
how I
can like bad movies.
Yes.
Did you watch the new one yet?
No, hell no.
I thought that you could at the shop. I left my account logged in for you and everything to be able to
I
watch
don't even
it.
know what it's on.
It's on Paramount Plus, but you have to have the Showtime subscription
PP.
to it. I spend those dollars unnecessarily on streaming things because I just feel like I'm going to miss out on something and I don't want to not have it on something.
you have FOMO for that.
Oh, it's so bad, dude. It's so
Are
bad.
you addicted? Are you addicted to the stream?
Like
man?
it's pretty bad. Well, no, as a child growing up, I only had a limited amount from Ben Lomond Television, and now as a grown man with I work for my money. I'm like, nice TV, all the channels.
I must consume.
So even
all.
if I wanted to and I wanted to watch normal television, LG comes stock with LG channels that I can just flip over to now watch the news. Seldom do that anymore because that's just a way for me
That's
to have
just-
a depressing evening.
Yeah, exactly.
Today in the news.
That's just a quick way to get real sad.
I have that for my Samsung, but it is locked on Forged in Fire. We keep it on for the dogs, and it went through a Jack Hanna phase. It went through a Bob Ross phase. There was nature documentaries. Now we're on Forged in Fire. Top Gear was one for a while
Oh, that's cool.
because Samsung will just have channels where they just repeat the same show.
Yeah.
And there's so much Forged in Fire that literally we just have it on. And sometimes I'll just turn the TV on and just sit there on my couch and like watch Forged in Fire randomly.
It just does what Pluto does, and it takes collections of stuff and plays them nonstop until it runs through a certain area of that selection. Then it moves on to something else, and it starts that same thing. Like Pluto does that with Pickers and Pawn. That's
it's great. I just love it.
That's the one that I always settle on at the shop
God.
because that is the one that will entertain the masses. But Tiny understands what that means,
I do.
and
Oh, God.
and by entertaining the masses, that means that you don't have to think about what's going on, and you can just. And honestly,
Just having
I
flashbacks.
I know for
I
a
feel like it's my own personal Vietnam when I walk in there and I see Pickers and Pawns still. I'm like, I've seen this episode 4 billion times.
oh
my
I
God.
change it as soon as the first one leaves at 12. I'm changing that shit because the TV must become the babysitter.
I put it on the Pickers and Pawns because I know for a fact those fuckers just Wikipedia the shit out of something and cram it into their brains before they get on camera to talk about it like they know what they're saying. But I'm still entertained by the idea of a pawn shop with anything available to it. You gotta. Oh, you're just adjusting. I
Oh,
thought I
didn't-
was about to
didn't
say
know
because
what that was. There
because
was a pelvic thrust in there.
drinking a liquid death,
Sorry.
you should.
Are you experiencing your first hemorrhoid?
No, my pants had where I'd been riding back and forth. My pants were like starting to cut me in half.
Oh, so your pants were becoming a cheap castle.
Right, so I had to pull them down, and I tried to do it quietly. But then I saw that you were talking to me.
It was such a
panicked.
weird low pelvic thrust that it had to have been commented on.
Well, I thought that one of our sponsors you had committed to too many of them because when you drink too many of these,
Spicy water makes you pee like nothing
it
else.
will make
No.
it'll make you. It's not like I could probably go pee. It's like I gotta pee now. Like
I feel like I've peed spicy pee because of it before.
There was for the last couple days that I've been off, I consumed about 2 to 3 liquid deaths a day, like the 6-ounce cans. Actually, closer to 3 to 4. And then I have been drinking water like a madman. And let me tell you, I have never pissed so much in my life. I had residual piss. There had been a time I hadn't drank anything for like a while, and I peed 3 times.
Dude, when I first began my water journey, I was a chef, and I decided that I was going to drink at least a gallon of water a day. So I went from mostly Cokes a day to pretty much solely water a day.
Oh, that's a hard shift.
It was, and for like the first week to 2 weeks, I was peeing about every 10 minutes. And there was at least once or twice that it was such an immediate, such a bad I gotta pee that I peed on myself just a little bit.
Your kidneys were like flushing themselves.
Yes, they were.
it's gotta go. It's gotta go now. It's a fire sale in your bladder. Everything's got to be out now.
Oh my god, I felt that.
So rubber, they think, is at the lowest rating possible that they could give it on the Rotten Tomatoes from the audience is a 46%. So that's where rubber falls. That's where you do you feel like you're a worse person having seen that movie?
I would. I don't know. I wouldn't
waste-
say worst person, but I
Like-
definitely could have done better things with my life.
It contributed nothing to your life.
Absolutely.
Okay, what do you think yours is, Otto?
Sharknado 6.
Come on.
Hold on, there's a sixth one.
Yes, that's the exact thing.
I knew there was a bunch of them.
Yes, I have all 6 of them, and I've powered through a lot of them. Sharknado 6, I've heard it only described as the 6th Sharknado movie.
It is called Sharknado. The last Sharknado. It's about time.
Yes.
I mean, that's a good name for
They
it.
knew what they were doing.
The last Sharknado. It's about time.
Is that the
Our-
one that
our
they're
hero- our-
stocked full of porn stars and stuff?
our-
Yeah, like they're
Yes.
scraping the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
Our hero Finn has battled sharks all over the globe, but in this last installment, he will tackle the final shark tier, time travel.
The final shark tier.
You heard him.
like tier or like frontier, but it's shark.
The
Frontier
final
like a
shark
shark
tier.
Yeah, that's what I thought, and I was
Okay,
hoping. it
So
was
so
different.
based off of your hatred of this movie for what it is, what do you think it's going to fall on the tomato meter?
I'm hoping it's in like the 30s, but I have a feeling that knowing the internet, it's going to be pretty high.
Give me a guess. We'll go Price is Right rules on this.
Okay, I'm going to shoot for 35.
Okay, Tiny.
27.
It appears, Bob, that someone's got it directly on the nose.
This is one of my stupid superpowers.
Rotten Tomato, 27% on the tomato
Oh my
meter.
gosh,
30
I'm glad it's low.
37% on the audience.
Okay, so I knew the internet. I
You
knew
were-
the internet would be there.
You were close to it on that. You would have been Price is Right rules on it, but man, 27% on 27%.
Right, that's
Right
on it.
right on the nose. Well, let's see what somebody says about this. Let's see what somebody says about this. We're gonna go to we'll go to audience reviews.
Jamie, look up a clip. Look up a review on this guy.
Let's check it out here. Okay, so we got okay. So the 5-star review says it's about time. It's the best film ever made. It's choreography. It's choreography. Sorry, brain. That's like epitome. It's choreography and directing are some of the best in cinema, and I don't understand how it's rated so poorly. That was clearly a farce. I'm
That was a
guessing.
fake review.
I'm glad
was
this.
satire.
Dominic D says, "I'm glad this franchise is finally over." 1 star.
That's fair.
Okay, let's see if the audience will give you just like little snippies. Let's see what critics will say as far as who's giving it a positive red tomato here.
Let's watch. Let's see a good review and then a bad review.
The good review says, at least the characters register and the action is vaguely coherent within the total lack of logic.
Okay.
The negative review says,
Oh, that was the good one.
that was the good review. The bad review says it's clear during the climax sequence that we've gone well past the point of peak absurdity as far as potential humor is concerned, and the big climax thus leaves the viewer cold.
Mm.
So,
That's a lot of words
They-
to say it sucked.
yeah, indubitably. My good sir. Hand taps. Okay. So, still way higher than what they said about Snow White.
I want to know Suicide Squad, not the Suicide Squad, but the first one, because I remember that one getting absolutely destroyed, and I remember trying to watch it, but it is so cut together that it is incoherent.
The one that was like a music video?
Yes,
The Jared Leto, Will Smith one?
yes,
Okay.
not the good one that
I
actually.
kind of
made sense.
liked that one. There were very questionable parts.
The actual extended cut of it made everything not so chopped together. It's
Okay,
and
the-
it's
the
another
only
one.
time
I've
I've
only
seen-
seen the extended.
Yeah, the only time I've seen it is like the regular cut of it, and it is so chopped apart that I could not understand what was going on. I don't think I finished it.
All right. What do you think Price is Right rules is the Rotten Tomatoes score for figuring they're all expendable? The U.S. Intelligence Office decides to assemble a team of dangerous, incarcerated supervillains for a top secret mission, now armed with government weapons. And then it has to list off everybody for the celebrity appearances that they have inside of it, just because they have to sell it. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? we got?
46.
Okay.
Are we okay? I'm gonna go low. I'm gonna go low to the ground, like under the radar. I'm gonna go 21.
What was yours, Tiny?
46.
Otto wins.
Ooh, baby.
Nice.
On the tomato, on the
Ooh, baby, I love you way.
every day.
Tomato meter says 26%.
Ooh, I knew it. I knew it was gonna be low.
The audience score says 58%. So that would have been away
Really?
from that have been away from everybody.
58?
That seems oddly high.
That seems really high because like 50 is like that's a passing, like that's a 5, like it's a 5 out of 10.
Well, people have the ability to watch the extended cut and then get on the internet and give their opinion on seeing
That's
that.
true.
So
Okay.
it's like Batman versus Superman. The actual 2 theater cut sucked my whole butthole. It was awful. The director's cut made everything clear. Like, why did they cut so much and leave it on the editing room floor? They didn't want it to be almost 3 hours long. Oh, the movie made no sense.
Maybe it needed to be 3 hours.
It needed
long.
to be. You cut context and fucking plot.
Like maybe they should just bring back intermissions in movies, man.
If we're going to talk about a truly awful movie,
Ooh, let's see where it goes here. Oh, by the way, I think we're 1-1. 1-1.
Okay.
Okay.
Battlefield Earth.
Oh,
Ooh,
that is one of the worst. That is
I
one of the
remember
worst.
Watching that, I had it on VHS. I can't remember where I got it from, and me and Cameron Driller watched it, and he actually
Three.
read the book, and it was so bad.
The book is
I
bad.
couldn't understand it. I didn't get it.
Okay.
It's a 3.
In the year 3000, there are no countries, no cities. Earth is a wasteland, and man is an endangered species. The leader of the evil Cyclos. That's as far as I'm reading.
See,
I
it
don't
sounds
care.
almost cool,
Does
but
it?
it just
Okay,
it does
so-
so poorly.
Just looking at the way that the design is for everything right here. Just I never even liked the way that it looked.
Okay, so basically, the Cyclos they're an international mining monopoly. Okay,
Interstellar or international?
Interstellar.
Okay.
I don't know why I said national. Probably because people. Anyway, so they come in, they bomb Earth, and they take over, and they're mining. There's just a handful of people left. One of them is Johnny Goodboy Tyler. He lives in the mountains up around Denver. And then Turl, he's like, I want to get a bunch of money for myself. I've saw on the recon drone flights that there's this vein of gold in this mountain, but we can't go there because there's supposed to be radiation up there that explodes our breathing gas. I'll die. So I'm going to get some humans, train them on mining equipment. They're going to mine it for me. And basically, then it's the humans retaking the planet. You go to the movie, it's like not even the first quarter of the book.
Yeah, don't they like steal money from Fort Knox or something in the
That they
movie?
do that at one point because they have to get a literal ton of gold for Turl, and there was like an earthquake and part of the mountain sheared off,
Yeah.
and so they're looking for
Is-
gold anywhere they could.
Is Turl and a Cyclo the same guy?
Yes. In that movie, it's played by John Travolta. That's
Are they
Turl.
both the same person? Or are they just played by the same guy?
Cyclos are the race of aliens.
Yes.
Turl is played by John Travolta.
Okay. And then Johnny is played by Barry Pepper. He's been in a bunch of stuff. Then you got Forrest Whitaker. Everybody knows Forrest Whitaker.
Yes.
Kim Coates. He was Carlo in that movie.
Carlo?
Yeah. Kim Coates. Most people don't know if you don't know him.
Carlo? Who the fuck is Carlo?
Yeah. Well, he's the one that is from the show where you're riding through this world all alone.
Mhm.
And his name is Tig in that show. So Tig is
He's in that?
Yes, Tig is in that.
I have not watched that movie in so long. Maybe I'll take like a
And he's
But-
green brownie.
okay,
and
so
try to
He's
do
an
it.
alien named Carlo?
He is. His name is Carlo. Okay, what do you think this tomato meter / audience might have said score wise? Otto, you want to go first here?
Yes, I will say 8.
Okay.
3.
And if you've got some free time, check us out on your social media accounts. We are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, and we are on TikTok. If you're on Instagram and Facebook, you can get us at Nerd Grapevine. Real easy on that. If you're on TikTok, we've got it under my account on there, just because I'm the one who's mostly on there doom scrolling, and I might as well have the videos posted of our friends gathering together with our snippets of fun that we can have together. We got a few fun ones on there. Hercules Plate's my favorite one so far, just because. You get on there, you'll find out. Austin.shazam.phi on TikTok.
And check us out on Patreon. You can support the cause and get some extra content. $5 will get you uncut audio, record button to record button, and $10 will get you uncut video and extra videos like The Smoothening, Nerds Day Out, and Nerds Do Discs. Be sure to check out the link in the description, give us some dollars, and get some extra juice.
Find us on Discord as well. There's going to be a QR code right here. Pa-pa! Check that out. Scan it with your phone. It'll take you right to us. It'll take you to what we like to refer to as the Backyard Bonanza. That's the party where we all hang out, and it's a real good time. There's memes and all kinds of stuff. We're on there live, uncut, uncensored, and irrevocably circumcised.
We're also on YouTube. If you want to check us out on there, get on YouTube, type in Nerd It Through the Grapevine, and watch our videos. Tiny, you got it right on the nose with 3% tomato meter.
Look this up.
I cannot believe.
I just know that it's an awful movie.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, is this previous knowledge? Have you? I feel like did you look this up?
I have
like
never
a
IMDb'd this.
The
International Movie Database.
I've never
the-
International Movie Database.
tomato meter says 3%. Popcornometer, that's the audience, gives it a 13%.
Oh,
So even the audience says, "What the fuck?"
So read a good review and then read a bad review.
if you can
I
find
have
one.
to know.
Oh, help me! I'm going with the critics.
Is there not a filter?
I'm
filter
going
review?
with the critics here. Let's see.
'Cause-
But it literally tells you what is good, what is bad.
yeah.
Okay, out of the 20 posted highest reviews, I'll give you the fresh rated one. Overall, I liked the movie. I thought it was a good, mindless sci-fi flick with a lot of effects and action. I'll tell you who actually posted that. And then the worst one, rating wise on here, gives it a zero point 0.5 out of 5 stars. A disaster of a screenplay meeting dreadfully overdone and underthought filmmaking. Okay.
Damn.
Yeah, the first one, overall, I liked the movie. I thought it was a good mindless sci-fi flick with a lot of effects and action. Was from Tom Cruise.
The?
I'm
Blue
pretty sure
check,
it's not the.
blue check mark, Tom Cruise.
Bullshit.
Well, the movie is based on a novel by basically their god,
I'm
so
just kidding. It's
I
not.
wouldn't
But
be
wouldn't
that
that be
surprised.
funny? Wouldn't that
I
be
Well,
funny?
do you
Swear.
think that Tom Cruise would have said anything that L. Ron Hubbard had written was mindless?
Oh, that's who wrote it. No wonder it
Yeah.
was weird and
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's okay. So Tiny got it directly on the nose.
Okay, for
That's
two and
two
one.
directly on the nose as well. So that's got to be a bonus point. So you're working against
okay,
it.
Okay, I have one.
Okay, I haven't contributed to this list yet, but you guys are the ones playing the game. I'm just the one over here hosting it.
Okay.
Yeah, you feel better?
Yes.
I hate it when that happens. You get to wallering, and
Yeah,
then all of a sudden it just.
Have you ever taken like
No, I haven't. I don't want to discuss.
Like,
I don't want to discuss.
you know what thinking putty is? Have you ever taken thinking putty and instead of like messing with it in your hand and squeezing it, you just let it sit there and then it gets just a little too warm and starts to ooze between your fingers?
I understand.
That's kind of what was
I
happening.
hate everything about you.
I had to grab and like twist and pull.
Oh, I get it. I mean, like
Twist
As-
and shout.
as that
Come on,
that part's
baby.
having person, like I get it, but like at the same time, I don't want to describe. I don't want to think about it.
I was talking about my
He was
knee?
getting
my knee.
he was having a case of paresthesia due to obturation.
Exactly. God.
Oh, I thought I just looked over and saw hands in this area, and I was like, oh, okay, he had to adjust something.
No, I was adjusting my ball bag.
I think that one of the worst movies I have ever seen is a movie that was on Netflix that was a horror movie, and my wife told me specifically to talk about this so I could look it up. It's called What Lies, I believe.
Beneath.
No, not What Lies Beneath.
To the
No.
left.
To the left, to the left. That was Dane's nightmare for a while.
Everything you own.
Damn, what was it called? I can't remember what it was called now. That's not it. Now I replaced it with the wrong name because What Lies Beneath is a good kind of thriller with Michelle Pfeiffer and Harrison.
Is it like What Lies Below?
Well, yeah, What Lies Below. It's
That sounds like a cheap
awful.
knockoff.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was like, this is going to be a cheap knockoff of something actually good because that's what Netflix does.
Okay.
True.
Well, this one's shocking to me because I would expect it to be way lower. It's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. It's basically like I'll read into it. It's like oh, my stepdad has a crush on me, the kind of movies. And
Ew.
yeah,
Usually people get stuck in those.
Yeah, well, it says Liberty's a socially awkward 16-year-old, and she returns from 2 months at camp to a blindsided introduction to her mother's fiance, John Smith.
Oh God.
Whose charm
this
and whose charm, intelligence, and beauty paint the picture of a man who's too perfect to be human.
This feels like one of
Oh.
those like, hey, this is a really like spicy book that got turned into a movie kind of thing.
But neither of you guys have seen this movie, so I don't think that it'd be fair for you guys to play the game against it unless
I'll
you
still
want to
do
go
it.
into a
Yeah,
blind
let's
stab.
go on. What
Based
is
off of
your-
my description and my reaction, what do you think that the tomato meter / audience meter, whichever one's the closest on y'all? That's why I
should we
scored.
say this one counts for like 2 points and it's like a blind? like, hold?
This is a double blind, so this one is the bonus round for 2 extra points.
I have one more after this. I want to.
Tiny, you can go first.
32.
Okay, Otto.
I'm gonna say 49.
Otto, you went over. We're going Price is Right rules. You went over by 2%.
Oh yeah.
It
I was
was
gonna say 45. I was gonna say 45.
47%. 47%. You were over by 2. Lowest possible number could have been 27%.
Oh my
To
gosh.
still be within like the you're going to get it nose on kind of thing. So, Yeah, I would have definitely ranked it like 14. I would have like its ranking would have barely been a like higher than Tiny's jump.
Oh my
Like,
god!
like
He doesn't have one. It's 0.
that's what no.
I can jump at least 2.
At one point, he could jump 14. He did it once. It happened.
God decided I was too powerful.
All right, Otto, what's your other one you got?
Okay, this is a movie I remember watching whenever I was a kid. We got it on DVD, and it was back when the spoof movie craze was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Epic movie.
Oh God.
Epic movie.
And it was an awful movie because it was literally it was the worst kind of spoof.
All of those are awful.
I know, but I remember watching it and literally I'm like, this is a nothing. Like this, there is no substance to this.
All right, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, actually. That's really damn cool. Who for adults for adult I can't talk. 4 adult orphans. That's a tongue twister that I didn't know existed.
Adult
for me.
orphans.
4 adult orphans.
Or
Say
adult orphan. Fuck.
4 adult orifices.
say 4 adult orphans.
4 adult orphans.
Yeah, say it again.
4 adult orphans.
There you go, Otto.
4 adult orphans.
That's hard to say.
And now everyone out there mouthing 4 adult orphans. It's
See?
hard.
4
Isn't
adult
it?
orphans.
You mess it up the
4
first
adult
one.
orphans. See, as
4
soon as
adult
you,
orphans.
I'll
4
say,
adult
hey,
orphans. Free ski
Maybe you
trip.
should stop doing it. It's
Florida
probably gonna look
Dolphins.
weird to people walking around.
4 dolphins. Quit beating off your dad's horse.
Look, you can't.
He's, you got a talking to, and you're outside. Hey, you did it. You're good. You got one of those. It was the best.
Look,
You got good boy hand patted because she's like, wait, will you say it to me one more time?
she got me real good.
Beating off your dad's horse. He's like that. I don't get it. No, that ain't
No,
it.
no. She said, nope, still don't make any fucking sense. But and I was like,
so
I'm like, I brought you to this party. And she was like, I don't care. She's like, sweetie, just shut your mouth. And I'm like, fine.
So these adult orphans have an incredible adventure in a spoof of a blockbuster in fantasy films. They visit a bizarre confectioner's chocolate factory and enter a mythical realm in which they must help a wise but lusty lion to rid the land of a witchy woman.
A horny lion.
Right.
What do you
Cool.
think what do you think the scores are here? Who wants to go first here? Who wants to? Tiny is in the lead, so he must get the first throw.
I'm going to guess that it was watched by a lot of younger people because the way the spoofs are. So I'm going to guess that it is at a 67.
Otto.
Ooh, I'm gonna guess a 48.
Neither one of you get the bonus points. I made a laughy giggle at the beginning. 2%
Oh,
and 29%.
Okay.
damn.
So probably what it should be.
So it is rated 29% by the audience because the ones who actually went to go watch it that were the dude bro douches even said, bro, what the fuck even just happened there? Like, I didn't even, like, I went in the movie and I ate my popcorn and I drank my drink. It was the chimichanga drink. Like, it's a Deadpool drink, but like, what the fuck? Like, what happened in that movie?
I remember it was such a stream of just like, hey, look at this. Hey, look at this. Hey, look at this. Hey, look at this. That I remember feeling like this. It was the first where I was like, this is a bad movie. Like, this isn't even funny for like, haha, I can turn my brain off and watch it because it was like bad.
Have either of you gentlemen ever watched Dragon Ball Evolution?
No,
Mm-mm.
I don't anime.
Well, Dragon Ball Evolution
It was alive.
was a live action
Oh.
take on Dragon Ball Z.
I don't watch anime that's alive.
The problem with the movie, aside from it existing, was just downright bastardization of everything about anything to do with the work of Akira Toriyama. They had Goku going to high school.
Hold on. Was there like a lot of memes of this movie?
Yes, absolutely. It had Justin Chatwin in it. He was there was Justin Chatwin and Emmy Rossum.
Show him a picture of the poster for it because you've probably seen stuff about this. Have you seen the clip of the guy sliding across the top of a car with his on his head? Like a yellow car where he like flips
I
over and like
don't
slides
know.
across on his head. You've probably seen that because
This
it was,
isn't a very good picture, but it's Justin Chatwin and Emmy Rossum. Emmy Rossum's Fiona from Shameless, also Christine Daae from Phantom of the Opera, and then Justin Chatwin and her were together at the same time in Shameless. So anyway, this is them working together. Anyway, Goku is dumb as fuck. I'm sorry to tell you, in the anime, Goku's not got knowledge for schooling, probably past third, fourth grade. Like he's got some like martial arts knowledge past anybody you'll ever talk to. He's got some otherworldly knowledge from knowing things from other worlds, like because he's been there. As far as like going to school brain, he's probably got third, fourth grade knowledge.
right because he was like
He's going to high school and is a normal
was the
high school
chosen
student in this, using his key to like open lockers and stuff. Like it was the. So, given that I am a
Wait,
staunch,
wasn't Dragon's Balls in like a fantasy world?
yes, that they did have schools and they did have normal stuff, but he lived in the country way, 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 way out, and so that's where most of the story took place in Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z early days before it got involved into going into the big cities. So, this movie being one of the worst movies I've ever seen, what do you guys want to gamble the tomato folks say about this movie?
I'm gonna say I want to go first this time. I wanna
Okay.
go with the pace.
Go ahead.
I think I want to say 21.
2.
Tiny wins because
God fucking damn it.
20%.
God.
It's okay. Let it out. Let it out.
You. Skibbity bop do.
Okay.
Oh,
The second time.
Tiny has what are you? Is it 4-1 now?
No, because he got a double point for the last one, so it's 5-1.
woo.
No, the double point one didn't count because
Oh, yeah,
nobody
we
got
both
it.
blasted
Can,
past
can
it.
I ask a question now since y'all are anime boys?
What?
And we're kind of slightly on that topic.
What happened?
What the fuck is woo?
I don't-
What is that?
I don't know. I'm a normal person.
So it's a cutesy like thing from
you,
With
Otto.
the hand
Right.
thing?
yes.
Like-
So it's supposed to be done by someone smaller in stature that is a cute anime lady
Oh,
that
not
is
for me.
trying to act cute or like a cat kind of thing, and it's ooh woo and trying to be like cute and like look at me, I'm innocent and cute, and look at.
What is the finger thing?
It's just supposed to be like I don't know what to do with my hands, I'm nervous kind of thing.
Ooh, daddy.
Yes,
So
but
stupid.
it's got turned into that. But it started out as something that wasn't like meant for that. It's supposed to be
hate
just
it.
like a cute thing.
There's a movie that I thought was very good that I just saw its rating, and I was confused as to why the fuck it had that rating because it's a recent Marvel movie that's that same idea as other Marvel movies that aren't Marvel movies. They mostly revolve around Spider-Man villains like the Venom series, and then this one that came out called Kraven the Hunter. It's on
Oh,
Netflix.
that actually came out.
It's on Netflix now.
didn't know
It
that
was in
came out.
it was in theaters and then it hit Netflix.
It
I watched it.
was?
I watched it on Netflix. I was entertained. I liked it. I was like rooting for the character just because like it was a decent action movie. It reminded me of like if Shooter had superpowers. So, Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
Super,
Good movie.
just add like
Marky Mark.
add superpowers from a lion because it granted you superpowers because you spared its life. One of these things. It's like African stuff. It's neat. Anyway, the tomato meter is super duper low. The audience score kind of agrees with me. So you guys have a lot tighter spread on guessing this movie. The premise is
Don't talk about my spread.
you can if you're on the Patreon you can see mine. It's just the
Kinda.
idea that you've got this son of a gangster who is having to earn his own way through the world, and he, while they're out on an African wilderness trip because his father was a big game hunter, he was after this giant lion that was one of the last of its kind. It was like almost like what you would think of if you ever look up. Think of like the barbarian.
He had one too.
Let me think. I'm trying to think. What is it called? The Barbary lions. That's what it is. Barbary lions were almost twice the size of what lions are. So he was hunting basically one of the last ones that were in existence on the planet, and his son had the opportunity to shoot it. He did not, and he spared the lion's life. And instead, the lion tried to save him like a cub, but instead, like fucking bit a hole through his chest.
Damn.
But it looked like the lion was attacking him, but no, he tried to save him in return. And the lion saw that like he had done all this damage to him, and the lion was bleeding, and the lion allowed his blood to drip into the man, which he then inherited like this connection to nature and heightened senses like heightened strength and all this other stuff. Because I don't know jack nor shit about Craven the Hunter in the comic books, because that's for some reason just not there. It's not in the filing system. In this movie, I was entertained. So take it as you will. You've got a wide spread on this one, boys. Marco.
Men who stare at goats.
Tiny did not get that. That's auto.
Oh, I thought you just like
That was just to decide who went next.
So which
Okay.
one are we guessing?
It doesn't matter. You got a wide spread to see who guesses the closest.
Oh yeah, we didn't guess the numbers.
I can do
okay.
quick math.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say 42.
I feel like this is a 13, Bob.
Tiny. Not dead on the nose, but you went 2% lower than what it actually was. Price is Right rules, 15%. Closest you can, closest. Yes, the second score was 73%. There was a wide range you could have gotten close to on that. You were, if it could have been more in the dead center for your, I'm not going to do the math on that, but that's like right there in the center.
Right.
Yeah, Tiny, I think you might have won the day because,
Yeah,
if Dragon Ball Evolution's got that, what are they freaking out so bad about Snow White for? So let's find out what the actual score of Snow White is.
Is that one even out yet?
Yes,
Okay.
it is out. And I have been lied to about every headline I've ever seen. So it's got a pretty rough score. It's not as bad as what was talked about a couple days ago when I saw how bad the score was. I have a feeling somebody gave it a shot of money. Because I don't think Disney going to be having something that's supposed to be mainlining, having as low a scores as I saw they were headlining with. So, adjusted scores for the live action
Just
Snow
for
White.
inflation.
Adjusted for inflation, Snow White scores. Just to give you a little bit of a clue, it is going to be certified not fresh, but the audience doesn't agree with that. So you've got a little bit of a gap to go with there. Not fresh, audience doesn't agree with that. Otto, we're going to give you a swinging opportunity here to get you another point before this is all said and done.
Okay.
What do you think that the live action Snow White, starring Rachel Zegler and Gal Gadot, is rating?
See, I don't know if I need to shoot super low because I remember hearing a number for this.
Well, it's
But-
not going to label it what I think that the worst movies ever are, because Dragon Ball Evolution has absolutely earned the title that I give worst things I've ever consumed. Hot, stinking, fecal garbage. It doesn't earn that.
That
So
hurts.
Ow.
it's
That
worth
hurts now.
it. It has to. So yeah,
Okay.
it hasn't earned that title if you base it off of these ratings. So
See, because I
it's
want
not
to.
it's not fresh, but it ain't earned the hot stinkle.
Okay, so I'm gonna say a sad 31.
Tiny, what do you think?
43.
And we're waiting.
Fuck, Tiny got it.
God damn it.
You know,
Because
Did he
if we're
get it on the dot?
no, he didn't. He was 2 over, but he was within the gap. So there was you were under, so you would have been good if he would have shot too high. 41%. He was 2%. You what's a 2%er?
I mean, it's like a really bad party trick.
The tomato folks say 41%. The popcorn folks, that's us, say 74%. So with all of this hate that I'm seeing all over the internet, is it founded or is this generated for people to go form their own opinion? Like,
Well, I mean, it could
like-
also be Disney adults are a rather large and powerful. Well, it's Disney, so it has to be good.
I don't know if Disney adult is a thing because I feel like I'm only a Disney adult when it comes to it's streaming on Disney Plus. Now I'm excited.
So
Am I going to rush to the theater? Am I going to go to Disney World and sacrifice like pay advance loans to get there and all this stuff? Like
I know
No.
Disney adults exist because my brother-in-law and his girlfriend are them. They go to Disney every year. The only Disney merchandise I have in my house, like knick-knack wise, comes from them. Like they go to all the Disney stuff. They have a collection of Disney popcorn buckets and different things. So they exist. But he also we went and saw Captain America Brave New World with them, and he also agreed that it was kind of a meh, doesn't need to exist movie. It should have been called a Hulk movie. Why the fuck was Captain America in there?
Yeah, didn't they put the Red Hulk in that one?
Yes, and they played it off as there was supposed to be this giant reveal of, oh my god, is it what's going on with this guy? It's like, we know he's Red Hulk. Just fucking do it. It was so bad.
yeah, because
So
they already showed it in the trailer.
Yeah, and then
Like you showed it in the trailer that there's the Red Hulk, but he kind of looks like Harrison Ford, don't he?
well, they literally showed, hey, this is the president turning into the Red Hulk, and they're like, hey, here's the president, Harrison Ford. And then also, you can tell so bad that it was green screen changed at the last minute because in the final battle, there's literally like the color of the background versus the color of the character are two different like lighting things. And I'm like, this is $1 million like Disney movie.
Anything that the Hulk appears in where he's a main focus is going to be some of the most hot trash you're going to watch.
The Eric Bana one was the worst hot trash that's came out as far as the Hulk. The Incredible Hulk was pretty hot trash whenever it was whenever it was with the Eric Norton. What is
Ed
his
Norton.
Edward Norton.
Edward Norton, yeah.
Yes, and this is a sequel to that.
Yeah, and then you've got the the Incredible Hulk that he represented is actually the canon Incredible Hulk, but Mark Ruffalo is the one who is playing Bruce Banner / the Incredible Hulk, but is the same one from that story. It's just represented now this way. So watching the Eric Bana Hulk, it makes you hurt on the inside. You know what? That's worthy. Have you all seen the Eric Bana Hulk?
A long, long time ago.
I think it
whenever
is.
I, was a
I think
child
it is
when came
called
out.
The Hulk.
It's real bad.
No, yeah, it is. No, that I clicked on the wrong one. It's just.
Oh wait, the Eric Bana one. No,
It's just called Hulk.
because I remember
have.
they came out within like a couple years of each other.
No, they
It-
were
it
they were
looked
way
like-
they were big gap.
It looked
Was it?
like it
Yeah, it
was,
was like
made in
10-year
the
gap.
60s.
Okay,
Yeah, because Hulk with Eric Bana was released in 2003. So it is one of those that I feel has been pumped full of tomato juice, and this is worth 10 points.
Wait. So this is like the first one that came out pre-Marvel, or is this the Marvel one?
Pre-Marvel Cinematic Universe. So this one is pumped full of tomato juice because somebody has paid for this review not to be so bad because the audience disagrees very much with this. You've got a wide gap on it. This is worth 10 points, so it's all the marbles.
14.
Okay. Otto?
I'm gonna shoot for the bottom and say like 4.
Thanks for joining us, everybody. Tiny has a landslide victory.
You said they disagreed. I was like, it's a shit movie.
63% is the top rating from the Tomato Folk, and 29% is from the audience. So they completely disagree, but not to that degree.
Yeah.
So thanks, everybody, for joining us here on Nerd at the Grapevine this evening. We had a fantastic time talking about some of the hot, stinking, feeble garbage that we watch.
Garbage. Turning
in the death clock. Mermaider.
If you want to spread the word, get our YouTube channel growing a little bit. We've been having a lot of fun making these videos for everybody. Thanks for joining Patreon. If you would like to join Patreon, thank you for your contributions you make, and we will have future content for you on there as well. Everybody have a pleasant evening. Oh, by the way, if John Travolta's character from Battleship Earth walked in holding,
What's Battleship Earth?
is that not what it's called?
Battlefield.
Battlefield.
Battlefield Earth. I don't know why I said.
Because Earth is a battlefield. I wanna ride it all night long.
That's life as a highway and love as a battlefield combined into one rhythmic tune. Don't say that too loudly. The studios are listening. It'll be on the radio next
Rascal
week.
Flatts.
They are waiting to steal. They're waiting to steal some shit. Okay, quick tangent before we get out of here because I'm going to just tell you how John Travolta is going to shove grapes up Tiny's ass. But anyway, so SZA, she's an artist out here.
Yes.
Okay, she has a song out that is a complete copy of the old song, and you've heard it probably a million times. The boyfriend,
from
the girl from
Ipanema.
yeah, the girl from
Yes.
Ipanema comes walking out. Yeah, that one.
She has it, but it's a flipped one. It's pretty cool.
I know
honestly.
it trips my brain out because I was listening to it in the car, and it's just to that tune. Listen to it. I don't know what it's
The second
called.
you realize it's like, oh, yep, that's it.
That's all you can hear. Just like our outro song. Bye, everybody.
Bye.